Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Today, it is Thursday, May 15th. We're going to be talking about the crypto market. Let's go. Man, I really appreciate you guys being here. You know, I'd be here just talking to the void if it wasn't for you guys. I've said that a few times. You need someone to talk to about crypto, man. There aren't that many friends you can talk to about crypto. First of all, you don't want to let that many people in your life know. Man, it could be your last fucking day.
All I had left to Mitch was his voice in my head saying that he was going to meet up with Rico that night.
Ivy, you good? You know I got all my niggas looking for the little nigga now, B. Sonny like my little brother too. Anything you need, let me know.
Good looking, baby, because I need your help, babe. I need you to help me sell these 14 keys so I can get this ransom money for Sonny, man.
You got 14 bricks right there? Put you up, eh?
Yeah, man, but look, B. Once we get my little brother back, man, we right the fuck back on, baby. We right the fuck back on once I get Sonny. It's gonna be business.
Tune into the episode I got coming for you on Saturday. Risk management in crypto is huge, man. But at the same time, it's just like, who shares your similar interest in this? You know people that share your similar interest to the same level as you? I know people who might be interested somewhat to like hear about it once or twice. But to do deep dives, to be talking about assets, to be looking into protocols and networks, how many people do you know who are truly on that? Man, in my personal life, I might know like 2. And I might know like 10, 20, 30 who are like into talking about it and want to buy it for a good time. That's even too many, man, to know that I'm who I am. So I don't even let people know, man. I don't let people know at all. Like, yeah, I know about it. I know enough to not play, is what I tell people, you know? You got to wear multiple hats, man. And you see this quote on the screen. It's an old Japanese samurai proverb. Do not speak bad of yourself, for the warrior within hears your words and is lessened by them. Man, I've made some friends through this channel. If you're here listening, you're part of my group, the Green Candle Boys. You're a part of a gang, big dog. You've been here watching. You took part in initiation. You didn't even know, man. You were part of the group. Might have to call on you one day and say, hey, I need your help. No, but all in all, if you're here listening, you're in this community, all right? You're in the Green Candle Boys community. We're a group of optimists who are looking for assets that are going to be here for 5 to 10 years and not just surviving. Assets that are going to be thriving, dominating, changing the landscape of not only crypto, but bringing Web 2 into Web 3.
I heard Jeff Bezos say one time, he makes his investment based on if it's going to change people's lives. And once I started doing that strategy, I think I probably quadrupled what I'm worth now.
Changing the economy, really. If we're talking about bringing real world assets onto the blockchain, that changes shit, man. If we're talking about the way that banks interact with one another without these walled gardens that take time and have fees, that changes shit, man. We're talking about changing shit, okay? We really are. We're talking about changing the game, making things more interoperable. And isn't that what it's all about? I mean, the thing is, if you're in a place that has microtransactions, you can't even truly play the game. Brad Garlinghouse said it. Why can't you get paid every second? Why can't you get paid every minute, every hour? Why do you have to wait 2 weeks? It's because processing fees suck for your company. Well, imagine being in a place that has to pay their employees pennies. We're talking places that fucking don't have much economy. You look at the biggest remittance corridors in the world, and it happens to be some of the poorest places in the world. We're talking India, Nigeria, Mexico. Man, people move to wealthier countries so they can have a better chance to make money for their families, and then they send money home. That's what we're seeing in real time there. Ripple, working with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has actually been working in these very poor areas of the world going back almost 10 years. 2017 is when I first started hearing about it, right? And they created this company or foundation called the Moja Loop. And this foundation was going to be working to help areas that were kind of priced out of things just because microtransactions had such a high fee associated with them. If the fee to move $10 is the same fee to move 50 cents, then you're screwed if you're in a place where 50 cents is a lot of money. Like, dude, what if that's your 2-week check? I don't know where this would be, but, you know, I'm a fan of the UFC, and Francis Ngannou, he's not a UFC fighter anymore, but they were constantly telling his story about how where he grew up in Cameroon, the only place you could work was the sand mines. Even though he worked there all the time, he didn't even have enough money for a pencil. He would show up to school with no pencil. Dude, think about that here in America, man. It's like, you know, a pencil's pretty trivial, man. I'll spend $5 like it's nothing. I hate to say that. You know, I got our dollar cost average series, but sometimes you got to spend $5. There's cost to play the game, man. You go somewhere, you expect to spend a little bit of money. You leave the house, you better know your wallet's going to get opened. You got to be really disciplined, man, because that adds up over and over and over. But if you have a daily budget, then you could say, okay, $5 is okay. If you have a monthly budget, you know where you're at in the budget, you could say it's okay. So going back to this quote, I've made some friends through this channel, man, and I sent one of them this quote. They told me they were hard on themselves for some losses they had. I needed this quote too. I mean, the thing is that we can never get it back. And dude, hindsight's always 20/20, but sometimes our losses can help make us. Let me tell you a funny story. I used to be this guy who lived at hostels, and I would stay in my car too. The thing was, I had future sight on the crypto stuff. My dream though was to be a basketball player. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. That was something that I aspired to be, and I fell short I chased it as hard as I could and I fell short. But at one point during this journey, I was like on a street ball tear, okay? And I lived in my car and at hostels outside Venice Beach. This is an insane story, right? So I'm at Venice Beach all day, every day, man. Like I'm there 4 or 5 hours a day. Legit, if not even longer. Show up for the morning session, show up for the night session. And I met a lot of cool folks, man. You know, you meet the professor, you meet his cousin Zach, White Iverson, Mr. 10,000 Hours himself, the Kakashi Sensei of the basketball world, Mr. 10,000 Hours, Devin in the lab. Got to meet all these guys, got to play with them. It was a lot of fun, man. Made a lot of friends, met T-Jazz. I could hoop, man. I could hold my own, especially on a street ball level, right? There are levels to this shit. So once you start playing with NBA guys, which I've played with quite a few, you know, Zach LaVine, Jamal Crawford, Matisse Thybulle. I've played with a few guys, man. I'm not out here trying to name drop, all right? But there are levels to this shit, and most of it is athletic levels. Now, there are street ball guys out there who are athletes like none other too. Bionic Man and shit like that, man. Everybody hates Chris, you know? Anyways, this was a world that I loved, and I didn't care about money at that point. I was dream chasing. And so I was living kind of a wild lifestyle out there at Venice Beach. Where am I going with this? Oh yeah, that's where I'm going with this, man. Tales from Venice Beach, man. Man, the losses could make you. So I'm there at Venice Beach, and it's pickup basketball, all right? If you've ever been to Venice Beach, they got 3 full courts, and then they got 2 courts that are half courts on the side. And then they got handball courts, and it's right next to the Muscle Beach. And it's a prime spot for crazy shit, bro. Crazy shit's going down all the time. Eugene, Baron Davis's brother's there, fucking patrolling the homeless, making sure they're not pissing on the court, you know, shit like that, dude. We're having a blast, dude. We're having a ball every day, okay? That's what life's about, dude. It is. And I used to tell myself, man, I didn't care about how much money I had, but if I did ever have enough money, then that's all I would do. Now, of course, I'm the family man. I think about that sometimes. And as you get older, you kind of lose that itch of the things that made you passionate when you were younger. And it turns out what made me passionate truly, man, was the want to fucking be wealthy and to escape the rat race. The idea of being able to play basketball all day was something that gave me hope. And it's a tiresome thing. Like, you know, you don't want to tear up your knees and your ankles forever. You can't. You know, I've had surgeries. Going back to this funny story, man, we're in the most roundabout story right now. So there's this dude. He called himself the coach, man. Half black guy, clean haircut always. Okay? Bro, he was homeless at Venice Beach. He lived there. Now, there are a lot of people who live at Venice Beach. You know, a lot of people move to California and to Venice Beach to be homeless because you have access to amenities that you wouldn't have anywhere else in the country. One being nice weather. You know, the beach, bathrooms 24/7, showers outdoors. Think about this. Warmer than you would find in the likes of a Montana. So I meet this guy who goes by the coach, man, and the coach is obviously loaded most of the time. And I like to humor people. He says, hey, can I hold your basketball for you while you play? So he's holding my ball for me while I play, man, and that's fine with me. You know, the coach is around. I'm not worried about him stealing my ball. He's riding a little bicycle around. He's got his knapsack on the back. You know, that's all his items on him. He's always got the clean hat, the white tee, and the black tee on top of it, you know, with the little logo on it, you know, like the coach is fitted for being homeless, man. I'm gonna be honest, coach is fitted, all right? And he says he's the coach because he stands on the sideline while you play, and he'll tell you how you gotta act right, bro. You'll go set the screen, go fuck it, you gotta play right, move the ball, bro. And you're like, dog, we're out here hooping at the park. There's no coach, it's not serious, there's no teams, right? But Venice Beach, I'll tell you this, it is somewhat serious. People are getting sent home every day with black eyes and bruises, man. I've seen people sent to the hospital for stitches. It's like prison ball in a lot of ways, man, because if you lose, you get sent off. If you call a foul, you better expect the Grinch to fucking punch you in the face, dog. And he'll say, is that a foul? And he'll take the ball and leave. I'm talking about assault, man. I'm talking about it, all right? And what I learned there was you're either the bully or you get bullied. And I became the bully, man, and I would laugh with Baby Shaq. I would, dog. Baby Shaq with the Dharma under his eye, bro. He didn't even know what the Dharma was, dog. Bro, these are memories from another time, man. They really were. This is a different life, bro. This is pre-COVID, dog. I was there when COVID popped off, man. I remember telling these guys, bro, Nick from Venice Beach, bro. I was like, dog, even if I had it, I wouldn't tell a soul, bro. I'd be out here hooping still. And they shut Venice Beach down, bro. They shut down all the hoops. They fucking locked down the fucking basketball rims, bro. They might have even taken off the rims, dude. It was the weakest shit ever. Going back to the coach, what happened to the coach, bro, when there wasn't street hoops, all right? So the coach, bro, he told me that he used to be a player at Venice Beach. Like, he used to be a normal person, bro. Talking about losses that make you. Thank you for letting me round about this story. Losses that make you, bro. And the coach showed up a normal human being, and he was playing basketball at Venice Beach, and he said he was giving buckets, dude. He was serving. He was doing well. And what happened was life struck him down, dude. He got punched in the face by a man twice his size. And he said, dude, it didn't knock him on gold, but it changed him in that moment. And dude, the look he gave me, bro, you know, like most of the time he was looking like he was faded. I worked in the kitchen, bro. I know the look. The man comes out from freebase in the smack, dog. He's got that look in his eye, bro. I knew the look from the coach, dog. You know, but when he told the story to me, he kind of snapped out of it, bro. I'm laughing so I don't cry, dog, because it's just remembering a different human being I was, a different time and place, man. But it was fun memories, man. You know, you only needed $3 to eat for the day, bro. You could get a fucking taco plate at Venice Beach, $3 to $5, bro. You were surviving, big dog. You were running around having a blast, dude. Find something you're passionate about, man. Fucking go do it. Especially if it's something active. You can just fucking have fun, bro. You'll be in shape. You'll have fun. It's not about money, bro. You need the money to buy your taco plate every day, bro. That's $20 a week, bro. Come on, you can make it stretch, dude. You can make it stretch. One meal a day, bro. 2/3 of what you eat keeps your doctor alive. Remember that shit. We're doing proverbs today. All right? That's the Egyptian one. 1/3 of what you eat keeps you alive. 2/3 of what you eat keeps your doctor alive. I've said it here before. Bro, another story from this. So coach tells me this deep story, bro. He gets punched in the face. He fucking was changed, bro. It changed him. And he became homeless and a drug addict after that moment. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the progression. What happened was, like, he was normal. And he got caught up by LA, bro. And he fucking got rocked. And, like, he got a concussion. He probably did some drugs. You know, who knows how the financial situation looked. And he never made it out, dude. It could happen to anybody, bro. Okay? And he said it changed him. And he actually said he was grateful to the guy, bro. Because he said it made him. Are you hearing this fucking tale, dude? Coach was free, bro. I got an aunt who's free, dog. She living under the bridge, bro. She free, man. She chose that life, bro. At one point, she wasn't like that. She lived a normal job. She had a normal fucking apartment. She was doing well at one point, man, but she chose a different life, dude. And that's not for me, man. I'm a family man and I want things. You know, I'll say it, dude. Sorry, Lorax. I'm coming for the things, dude. I do want a rollie. I know we talk about not wanting shit, you know, you don't gotta, bro, you gotta at least have a cool screensaver of the car you want, and you gotta at least have in your mind a financial goal, bro. Whether that's being on the XRP rich list, whether that's paying off your parents' house, getting out of debt, you gotta fucking be fighting, man. And don't talk yourself down, because you're getting better by even thinking these thoughts. I don't care what hole you worked yourself into, you're gonna work yourself out, dude. You're gonna work yourself out of that hole, man. I don't care if it's a mental hole, I don't care if it's a financial hole, I don't care if it's a fucking body fat hole. Maybe you're super skinny, maybe something happened to you, man. You had some sort of sickness or something. Man, pray to God and keep working hard, man. Even if it's just looking rough, man. Shit, you're here breathing today, right? You're here breathing today, man. The coach, man. One more story about the coach before I just go off the rails on some other shit. Dog, he's about to sit down on a razor blade, bro. Like some shit out of a prison movie, you know? He's sitting next to me. He might be holding my rock, you know, because I'm tying my shoes, getting ready to play. You know, I might be enjoying myself how they do outside of Venice Beach before they play basketball, you know? Partaking in the madness, as they say, right? I tell coach, yo, bro, you about to sit on this razor. Coach gets hot at me, dog. You just outed me. You outed me. He holds the razor, bro. This razor's my only friend, dude. Once again, look, we're talking about a man swaying, a man dancing in the wind, bro. Dude, now that I'm saying these stories, bro, I don't even know if I just said saying or singing, dog, but now that I'm telling these tales, coach, bro, you might have been playing the fool, bro. Who was the coach, dude? Like I said, coach was fresh, bro. Always had the clean cut, bro. He might have been somebody who was institutionalized, bro. Hey, yeah, bro, I'm sorry if you hear this, coach. I don't know how you would. That would be fucking crazy, dog. That would be some crazy shit, bro. Comment below if you the coach, dog. Oh, man. I don't think I talked about crypto once in this episode, dude. I honestly don't know if I did. But you know what? You got to have the mentality to play the game, dude. And if you're going in the crypto casino, that digital casino that's online 24/7, dude, that has infinite potential, infinite possibilities, bro. You don't even know the type of bullshit you could get into in crypto until you start looking down the rabbit hole. Remember Pump Fun, dude? Remember all the fucking fun that was getting pumped on there, dog? Yeah, people killing themselves and shit, dude. Fucking fun for real, huh? It gets dark real fast, bro. I'll tell you about one guy I saw at ETH Denver, though. So I met this guy at ETH Denver. He was walking by, and he had an array of women with him. 5 or 6 ladies, all dressed pretty scantily. I said, hey, man, I'm Zach with Web3 Reviews. Let me talk to you for a second. Talk to you about what's going on, man. He was kind of a Scandinavian-looking guy like myself. He had a European accent. I forget what his company was called, man. Tap it, tap that. You know, it was something along those lines. And so him and his crew stop. 1 man, 6 girls. Okay, just imagine this scenario. And he's dressed in a suit. Okay, he's looking dap. All the girls are taller than him. They're all like, you know, tall, slender. He's like this short entrepreneur, right? He's a G, total badass. Like, dude, you got to tell me what's going on here. Like, what's your company? I'm Zach with Web3 Reviews. He's like, man, you wouldn't believe this. And he pulls out his phone and he shows me this game. I created a pay-to-play game where you click the screen, you swipe the screen, you have to use tokens to swipe. He had created his own token. And you start with a model on the screen. And as you swipe the token, you undress the model. And there's like 4 or 5 layers and levels to it. I looked at him and I looked at the girls and I was like, so you telling me like this is real? This is an AI? Like these are the girls. He's like, these are the girls right here in the app. And then he shook my hand and that was it. He left. The same way he came, he left. Moving like a fucking G, bro. It was like the White Prince, dude. That's what it seemed like, bro. He was like the White Prince, dog. Purple Rain on these motherfuckers. White suit, bro, looking dapper, dude, with the fucking shades, bro. Man, ETH Denver was crazy, bro. Yeah, there are layers to crypto, bro. And like the first rabbit hole you go down is like proof of work and Bitcoin and Dogecoin and Litecoin and Ethereum. And it should lead you to XRP. XRP shouldn't be that far down the rabbit hole of like, oh, well, why are these people so negative about XRP? Why are they fighting XRP so hard? And then once you open your eyes to the fact that like, oh, it's because XRP eats their lunch. And you're like, dude, well, what other assets are involved with XRP that are going to do really well? And you're like, oh, Flr and Songbird are set up really well. Dude, it looks like Algorand's going to fucking kill it. It looks to me like ADA has positioned themselves to be a fucking killer. It looks like HNT and the Deep Network are fucking setting themselves up with a shit ton of wireless devices around the world that are going to provide a real life use case. This is fucking crazy, man. Helium Network, the Deep Network, these guys have sold a lot of machines which are going to provide a use case. We have deepened networks like Gala Games, Metaflora, Osmi AI. Dude, these things are going to be valuable. There's a lot of crypto assets that are valuable, and there's a lot of crypto assets that are going to be dinosaurs. They're not going to be able to play the game at a high level because technologically they don't keep up, right? This is going to be like the motherfucker Olympics, bro. And I don't care what country you're from. It's about who has the best technology. Except I do care what country you're from because I'm rooting for USA to get the most fucking gold medals. We don't care what the technology is. We don't care what it's called. We don't even care who built it, really. We do. We don't. We're lucky that XRP was built by the squad, David Schwartz and co. We're lucky, bro. This is a USA-based technology. This is what we got, dude. This is our last-ditch effort. You think we're going to lose our reserve currency status? No. We got XRP in our back pocket, dog. Dude, XRP Fi and the summer of XRP is upon us. It's going to be fucking incredible. I hope you're positioned well for it. Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Until next time.